All right. Scorpio, the fall of the sun, the third quadrant, October 23rd through November 22nd. The doorway, the house of death, the scorpion and the eagle. In Book 7, Spiritual Astrology, Zane endeavors to open our hearts and minds to the evidence that the ancient mages used the study of the constellations to teach not only the natural and cyclical truths of man's existence on earth, but also the spiritual truths of our eternal nature. Through careful study of the constellations, the astrological quadrants, and the successive decadents, we begin to understand the important and subtle nature of the spiritual truths and principles that our ancient brethren were endeavoring to pass on to their successors. Through observation and recording of the constellations and their movements in relation to the natural cycles on Earth, they were able to record their findings and pass their wisdom and knowledge on to us. By use of pictographs, art, and later language and myths, these truths were more deeply articulated and passed to us. Many of these myths are still circulated and passed on today by the keepers of history and wisdom of many societies and cultures. The Chaldeans and the Greeks used their observations to chart the astrological influences on the lives of men by applying the law of correspondences. Pictographs and mythologies were successfully employed to pass on these spiritual truths because they believed their common attributes and associations would be easily interpreted and understood by later generations, time, culture, and language notwithstanding. Many successive generations of different kingdoms and rulers, religious and political, have attempted to destroy and erase these sages' knowledge with varying levels of success. It seems to be the pattern of conquering societies to try to eradicate and supplant all forms of religion, beliefs, and standards of the preceding culture to cement their newfound power and influence. By the use of universal symbolism of the stars, the natural and spiritual truths the ancients endeavored to record have often escaped the destructive hands of the tyrannical successors that have endeavored to enslave humankind. Scorpio presides over the first sign of the third quadrant and is often represented in two forms, that of the eagle in its highest spiritual manifestation, and also as the scorpion in its lowest mundane expression. Scorpio can be thought of as the doorway to death. It has been thought by some that the very early ancient cultures of mankind erected their dolmens with this thought in mind. Now, Zane states, thus does the slab of stone supported by two pillars indicate that death is the doorway to a higher plane of conscious existence, and that passing through it, man ceases to crawl in the dust like a scorpion and soars like an eagle to a life of greater power and freedom, thus explaining the dual nature of the sign Scorpio. Scorpio is likely the most extreme of the signs in that it exemplifies the powerful potencies of sexual energy. Sexual energy, the power and will to create, are by far the most obvious drives in nature. This power is dictated by the very nature of all life. The primary elements of this power displayed in mental action, creativity, and spiritual aspiration and physical movement. And when these are mixed together by desire, the outcome can produce life or chaos. In the arena of human life, the outcome of this formula is dictated by the knowledge, experience, intent, discipline, and focus of the individual. In its highest expression, Scorpio exemplifies the energy of Sagittarius, the sign of its second decadent, while the astrological quadrants are noted to be the man, the bull, the lion, and the eagle. We point to the eagle as the truest form of the third quadrant, whilst the scorpion is not used or shown. Quoting Zane again, thus in Scorpio, the ancients sought to convey the idea of the lowest and the most vile, while in the eagle they saw the symbol of those most exalted heights to which it was possible for a man to attain. Also quoting Zane, the most remote member of our planetary family, Pluto, not only has an affinity for the Scorpio sign, but in a violently marked manner it expresses in its observed influence upon human life, both extreme characteristics of the sign. It may partake of the highest or the lowest, belong to the light or the shadow, produce glorious life or ignoble death. So it seems that Scorpio holds some of the most powerful energy to create and destroy. Without self-awareness, self-discipline, and temperance, this most powerful energy holds the keys to great pain and peril, while also holding out the hope of powerful and blessed creative force. This is the reason Scorpio is recognized as the seat of sexual desire and power. It's well known that the desire of nature itself is to reproduce, and often at the cost of others. Scorpio is signified by the key phrase, I desire. Its energy is creative or destructive, light or dark, and its power is integral to all nature. It fires all creativity, all art, sexual energy, and the highest expression of belief and faith, and also the most low and craven of the desires of ego and spirit. Quoting Zane, through sex, man contacts the inner planes, drawing into himself, according to his mood, the finest energies that vilify the spaces or the grossest forces from the fetid bordered spheres. Scorpio energy is a magnetic and potent sign, as it is the sign of sexual energy of creative force. It cannot be otherwise. This energy lies at the base of all creation. It is all polarity, attractive and repulsive. It is task, the duty and burden to train ourselves to confront, subdue, manage, and maintain this wonderful and powerful force of nature. To do otherwise is to put you and all those around you in great jeopardy. In the sacred tarot, the sign of Scorpio is designated by the sovereign, Arcanum 4, which is further denoted by the number 4, the letter D, and the Hebrew letter Daleth. In occult science, it is signified by imponderable forces, and in the human body, the absorption of electromagnetic essences. In the realm of nature and vision, it denotes the darker shades of red, and in sound and music, it's heard as the tone low C. Also from Zane, another quote, in the spiritual world, this Scorpio energy expresses the realization, perpetual and hierarchical, of the virtualities and efficacies contained in absolute being. In the physical world, the realization of acts directed by the knowledge of the truth, the love of justice, and the force of will are the work of the organs. When used for selfish purposes, this same power of will is, without exception, some of the most destructive energy to be encountered in the world. When Scorpio energy is applied in a fair manner, it is also almost indefatigable and will overcome virtually all obstacles, and is the most just use of will. Thank you.